The little fellow once remarked to Skippy, "The ocean's mighty big, ain't it?" To which Skippy answered, "Yes. And don't forget, we're just looking at the top." The man who, unlike Skippy, is going to do more than look at the top. The man who is going to adventure into the waters below the top, who is going into a new world, a strange element, must learn how to behave in that element for the sake of his own safety. Not that the techniques of diving are difficult, they are not. But the consequences of disobeying the few simple rules are serious. A man can be made ill, can be killed by such disobedience. Consequently, he must be sure of himself, certain that he understands how to dive. To dive, a man has only a few things on which he can rely. The first is his dress. The second are his tenders, who watch his lifeline and air hose, and with whom he communicates by hand signals on the lifeline. His third aid is the telephone, the cable of which is in his lifeline. The fourth is his descending line, a 3-inch cable-laid rope, which is his guide for ascent or descent. And the fifth and most important is his knowledge of the conditions of diving and how best to behave.
Incoming!
And so the diver, aware of the necessity for his precautions, makes absolutely certain that all is in proper working order. He makes his descent at a speed which permits equalization of pressure between the inner and outer ear. For the first 30 or 40 feet, this speed is necessarily slow. Time taken in descent to make sure of perfect physical condition will increase the working time at the bottom. 3 conditions influence descent. The first of these is water temperature. In cold water, the diver's circulation is slowed, so he does not equalize pressure as well. As a consequence, his descent may also be slow. The second is visibility. If the light is bad, the diver will have to proceed more cautiously, if for no other reason than to avoid meeting any obstruction which may be in his path. The third is the most serious of all, current. His bulky dress presents a large surface of resistance to the flow of current, and should he be unwary, he can easily be swept away. Obviously, the diver's progress is retarded by this state of affairs. Not only must he work against the force of current, but also against the extended bite which the current produces in the line. Eventually, he reaches the bottom, where he pauses a half-minute before starting on his job. This pause enables him to become adjusted to the new pressure level. Then he looks about him to locate his position, for a diver must always keep his sense of direction. He observes the direction of the light, of the current, the position of any object in the vicinity, the slope and characteristics of the bottom, should that bottom be muddy, he must keep moving or he will bog down and justify the old poem, "The saddest word from a diver bud is pull me out, I'm in the mud." When he is properly oriented, when he is certain that all adjustments are made, he goes about his work. So while on topside, he and his tenders have studied everything known about the job. The diver is nevertheless on his own, for conditions below cannot be predicted, and none knows them but the diver. There are certain rules for behavior, however, which will fit any situation. A diver should conserve his strength by making all his movements very deliberate. He must at all costs avoid getting nervous or elated. If he is in a tight spot, he should stop to rest and try to figure an easy way out. For if he moves too quickly, or by excitement increases his circulation, he will require more air and may exhaust himself without becoming aware of his condition. For his job is not an easy one, requiring a relaxed mind and steady nerves. Even though no shark will bite him, no octopus grasp him, he has to be constantly on the alert, thoroughly schooled in what to do and not to do in the deep waters underneath the top.